Hello and welcome back to Views on the Road. Today we're making a chicken dip that you can take to all of your gatherings, especially for this weekend. But before we get started with this recipe, let's go over the chilies that we're going to be using. You know that I love Guajillo chilies, and most of you can find it in your local grocery stores now. So you're going to need chile Guajillo. This chili is mild, so don't worry about the spice level. Now, I like to enhance the flavor of this dip using pasilla chiles. And if you don't have access to these, guess what? You can skip it. You're gonna notice that if you're using pasilla, you wanna toast these on your stove. They're gonna get soft, and that's when you can remove the stems and the seeds for these, or else they're gonna be really hard and they're gonna break apart. We all know you have that uncle, the tío, that's bragging about how much spice they can take. Well, if you wanna add some spice to your dip, you can use chiles de árbol. And I've already soaked these chiles for about 10 minutes, remove the stems and the seeds, and now it's time to blend because that's how easy this recipe is to make. For hot sauce, you want to pick the one that your family absolutely loves, because we all have that hot sauce that we gravitate towards, and my sister loves crystals for this recipe, so I suggest crystals. If you don't have access to crystals, you can use some Red Devil, and you can usually only find this one out in the Southwest or West Coast. But if you don't have access to any of those, I would suggest to use a little bit of Valentina. Now, to your blender, you want to add all your pre-soaked chiles, roasted poblano peppers, tomatillos, and I'm using the ones from the can today, so I'm gonna make it super easy for you. Tomato sauce, ketchup, and if you don't want to use ketchup and you're looking at me really funny, go ahead and use 1 tablespoon of sugar instead. Apple cider vinegar, soy sauce, Crystal's hot sauce, a small bunch of cilantro, heavy whipping cream, ground cumin, paprika, onion powder, chicken broth, and now you want to blend until smooth. You want to blend for at least a minute. It doesn't matter if you have a high power blender or a great Oster blender. If it gets a little bit thick and the chili doesn't crumble completely, it doesn't matter. This is a dip and it's going to make this perfect for your family. So go ahead and blend for a whole minute. And boom, done. Let's cook our dip. Place your burner on a medium heat and add either 1 tablespoon of butter or 1/2 tablespoon of oil. As soon as you see your butter's melting, go ahead and pour in your sauce. And you just want to make sure to bring everything up to a boil. Once you reach a boil, you're going to start adding your cheese. I'm using mozzarella today and cheddar because I want it to be a little bit creamier, but you don't have to do both. You can just do one or the other. And now you want to place your temperature on a medium-low and start combining your cheese into your sauce.
Every single time that we take this dip somewhere, they always ask us for the recipe.
Every single time. Now you can start adding your shredded chicken. Give that a loving mix. Now you're going to place your burner on a medium-low. And you're going to come and stir periodically, and we're going to cook for anywhere from like 5 to 8 minutes. This is done very, very quickly. The best way to enjoy this dip is with flour tortillas. You can cut them into little triangles or big ones. Once you're done slicing your tortillas, I definitely suggest that you get the bigger tortillas if you have access to them. Why? Because when you have your little serving plates for your snacking at your parties, this is like a tostada. It's that big, so they can just and enjoy, right? But if you don't have access to flour tortillas, you can use your tostadas. If you don't know how to make them, I'll link a recipe down below. But now we're gonna start frying. We're about done with our chicken dip, and I'm gonna give you guys a suggestion. If you're gonna serve this for the next day, stop cooking right now. But if you have to serve this for today, right this second, definitely cook it for another 10 minutes on a low heat, and it's gonna thicken up perfectly for dipping. With an uncoated wooden spoon, wooden chopstick, or your toothpicks, you're going to place it into your oil. And once you get a beautiful, vigorous bubble, that means that we're ready to fry. And actually, that right there for flour tortillas is too hot, so I'm going to wait just a little bit and try in just a moment. Okay, our oil is ready. It's not going to burn our flour tortillas. And your flour tortillas for the dipping will fry in less than like 45 seconds. And when you see that they've turned a golden color, it's time to take them out. And move quickly, because after that point, you're very likely to burn a few here and there. But you always have that strange person in the family, and I'm sorry if my family member is hearing me, that like things a little bit burnt.
My baby girl.
So you'll be okay. For those of you that are new to cooking and you see that your dip looks like this, not to worry. I've had it on a low heat while I've been frying these chips and dipping myself in here. But that you see on the top, those are just the oils from the chilies that we use. And it's just perfect for this rainy, thundering day.
That is not my stomach.
So you can just come, give it a nice mix. And since a lot of us like to keep our dips in a crock pot, that's why I made this one a little bit runnier so it doesn't dry out for you and create crust in there, you know. So we're just going to start pouring it into our serving dish, which I'm going to eat all of this by myself. I'm just kidding.
I'm not.
I'm not. Imagine. I would have the biggest tummy ache. It's absolutely beautiful, just like You've Club. Let me show you the finishing touch that you want to do to this dip. You're going to add your favorite cheese right over the top, just like this. Entice your guest, entice your family, that when they dip in here, they can dip out right after.
Hey, every time I try to dip out, you don't let me.
I don't. I want to keep you guys here and make you breakfast.
Aw.
You can sprinkle a little bit of cilantro. And who's ready for a dip? I'm going to need somebody very special to say, And you know your mother loves you when she feeds you right out of the pot and you're the first one to get that bite. Ooh, cheesy. And there you have it, our family's favorite chicken dip. Remember, make it a memorable weekend this weekend. And don't fight with anybody. Don't argue with anybody. Just be kind. Share a little bit of kindness. And I promise you, you'll have the most beautiful weekend that you've had in a very long time. That's cheesy. I'm trying to gather myself because this is everything you want in a chicken dip. It's cheesy, savory, creamy, and crunchy with the flour tortillas. I don't know. I think you guys are going to make somebody proud this weekend. It's so good. I do have a tip for you. Do not put this in your Instant Pot because you're going to get the food burn. And you guys know that I know because I've already done it. So I'm going to save you time and ingredients and your money. Don't put it in your Instant Pot. That's absolutely delicious. Look away. Look away. And you want to make sure that you blend for at least a minute. This recipe works even if you don't have a high-powered blender.
I'm back, prospector. Oh, where am I hands to?
Because this is hip-hop.
This
I
is
can't.
hip-hop.
You really went hip-hop. Okay.